Welcome back to Title Trinity, the series where I'm taking my 3 Paladins, one playing Protection, one playing Retribution, and one playing Holy, to the 0.1% Mythic Plus title in Season 3 of War Within. This is the title that is awarded to players who finish within the top 0.1% of the region's player base. Here are the scores from last episode. We are still quite a ways behind the title cutoff, but all 3 Paladins are coming along nicely. A quick refresher of the rules as well. I am only allowed to get role-specific score on one character, so the prop paladin can only get tank score, and so on and so on. I am not allowed to pay for carries, and lastly, I am not allowed to do resilient keys that are more than one level above the goddamn Discord. And I am not allowed to do keys that are more than one. Anyway, let's crack into the video. We're going to enter full chronological storytelling from now on, so the score is going to be listed for each character at the time of recording at the top of the screen. We're starting out here in a plus 18 Gambit. This run went fairly smoothly. The team comp that we've got had some trouble keeping in the extra adds because we had nothing to really stop things from running away. So we did end up a fair way over count in the end, as we will see. Getting much better with the hooktail boss as well. I really like using this trick on prop pally where you can bubble to make the breath go off quicker. Can be really handy in this sort of back corner when the ads have a little bit too much time to wander in, and it can sometimes be hard to get them. And then coming in at the end here, it's looking fairly good. I mean, we're a little bit closer to time than we would like for a Gambit. However, things still went fairly smoothly and we were able to tick off the first plus 18 on the prop paladin, bumping us up to 35-17 IO. Next up, we jumped into a random plus 18 Dawnbreaker. This was just before reset or just after reset. It was just sort of randomly one evening. This first pull's getting a lot more comfortable. I'm feeling a lot better in Dawnbreaker on prop paladin these days. However, I made a big goof up on this next pull here. These Shadow Walkers will do this stacking debuff, and because I'm not playing Dwarf and I'm playing Blood Elf, I don't have the Dwarf racial to get rid of it, so using Bubble early like I did here ultimately got me killed.
You don't want to be like this. This is disgusting. This is awful in every way. If I could kill it, I would. But I legally can't.
But, you know, Dwarf is ugly, so we're going to keep playing Blood Elf. But we dust ourselves off and we are kicking into a plus 18 hauls, which would be 2 key levels higher than what we've already done. No, this key wasn't resilient, so it was allowed. So we're coming into this first... Don't know what that was. We're coming into this first pull, sort of cruising our way through it. Everything's looking really solid. This was a super tidy run coming into the third boss, pulling these extra adds up here. This can be a little bit dangerous, but we were coordinating our kicks well here, so it's looking like we might get a nice little +2. I'm not entirely sure what that is, but we might get a +2 key level increase here, which would be massive. And then we come into the last boss, just the one death. We've got heaps of time left, and this ended up being a rapid key. We ended up with plus 31 IO, 2 key levels higher on a non-resilient key, landing us at 35-48. So this is awesome. These 2 key level jumps are just...
FBI, open up!
Wait, who are you? What are you doing here? Why are you tying me up? Wait, so you want me to read this? You want me to read this out? Okay. So, really? Okay, fine. So as a few people have pointed out to me, I did a key on my Ret Paladin that was 2 key levels higher than what I'd already done, and it has since, and it was resilient. So as compensation for the series, I will be picking a random commenter from this video with a random spinner wheel, and they will be winning a WoW token. This is my form of apology, and I am definitely doing this of my own free will. Okay, well, with that out of the way, we're on to a plus 17 on the Ret Paladin. Same group, we just sort of shuffled things around a little bit. These guys are absolute gamers. I love playing with them whenever I get the chance. So we're polishing off this with very much a lot of time to spare. And I didn't capture the end of the run here, but this put the Ret Paladin at a score of 3,522. We're then rolling into a plus 18 streets on the Ret Paladin. This would be a key level higher than anything that I've done on the Prop Paladin as well, and the Holy Paladin, obviously. So it's looking quite smooth. We're in mailroom with a good chunk of time left with only 2 bosses to go. We're coming into the mailroom trash. 13 minutes left on the clock, looking super smooth. And then, I'm going to pause here. What can we all see that's wrong with this clip? For those that answered there are 2 lots of the ads instead of 1, you would be correct. Now, the tank proceeded to go like this. And we all died. This apparently is a known bug. Love bricking keys to Blizzard's game falling apart. We attempted to salvage the key in the end, but like it just wasn't doable. We ended up being quite close given what happened, but it's very annoying to lose a key to something like that. This next key we roll into a plus 18 Ecodome as Prot Paladin. This was a funny key. I was just talking smack in Discord with a friend. No one was really paying attention. Even the rest of the people in the group weren't paying that much attention. And I didn't even get that many clips from it, but we sort of just slogged our way into the last boss. Obviously the timer in here is quite free, so that made it a lot easier. And just as you're going, we are gonna get a cheeky bit of score. Nice.
Nice.
Now, finally, a little bit of Holy Paladin action. The Holy Pally has been neglected a little bit for the last couple of weeks. We're in here on a plus 16 Priory, and if you just have a peek, my mana is very low. Specifically low, given the fact that Holy Pally never really has to worry about mana. Well, I was extremely smart, and I decided that I would try a talent that removed the talent that gives us all the mana. It's effectively, there's a talent that makes Judgment cost no mana. I decided to get rid of that and then try something else. However, I didn't get any water. I don't have the clip from beforehand here, but we wiped on Brawn Pike, or partially wiped on Brawn Pike, because I ran out of mana in the last 5% and then 3 people died, which then results in us bricking this key by half a minute. It's a real shame because Priory has been a massive sticking point on the Holy Pally. Gonna hop over to Ret again. We are in a 17 hauls. This is one of the smoother runs that I did for the entire week. We can see here, just rolling through these bosses. We've got 0 deaths. We've got just an immense amount of time left. Damage from the group as a whole was big. We come into the last boss and we time this with a good minute to spare, which is really nice, putting us up to 35-36 IO. Now you might be able to see in this clip, I accidentally left my stream mode on OBS for the next few when I was recording, and I've got my old school RuneScape client up in the top corner. I've started playing this recently as a way of just having something to AFK in the background, but I'm definitely not allowing it to distract me too much from the keys themselves.
Are you sure about that?
At least I'm trying not to, but like no XP waste. Even with old school RuneScape going in the top there, we managed to sneak in here 8 seconds under to get the Ret Paladin to 3550. So we're starting to see some fairly good success for this week as well. Hopping back over to Prot Paladin again. Now this was a really good key. This was in the middle of the day, no comms, just sort of rolled on into it. Everything went extremely smoothly, and we finally knock off our resilient 17s on Prot Paladin, leaving us at 3581. Priory seems to be by far the hardest dungeon this season. I think this is the dungeon that's the sticking point for all 3 of my characters, and I have a feeling it is going to be the dungeon that is going to hold a lot of people back at the higher end, which is a real shame because it was exactly the same last season. So getting Priory as the hardest dungeon 2 seasons in a row sucks big time. Continuing on into a plus 18 era, this is an extremely smooth run. Huge damage from the entire group here. We are like absolutely cruising for time. 10 minutes left going into the final section is effectively 2 pulls and then the boss. And as you can see, we get to the boss. We've got 5 minutes left with the boss at 60%. And then...
Seriously? Yeah.
So, if anyone's wondering what happened there, the boss just despawned. For no apparent reason, in the middle of the fight. Now, funnily enough, we actually kept going because we were going so well before that we actually had enough time to finish this with 4 seconds to spare. Still a little bit upset that we got scammed out of probably 3 or 4 score because of just the speed, but if anyone knows what happened there, let me know in the comments, because that's just bizarre. Now, the next few clips all came in a bit of a string. I didn't record much of the runs because, as you can see, I'm wearing my cricket gear down the bottom there. I play cricket on a Saturday. I'm going to put a bit of a clip. That's me on the screen there. Look at me go. Very fit. However, I'm actually very unfit at the moment, so I was buggered when I got home. So I just threw up the recorder at the end of the dungeons just to see how we went. Lo and behold, we actually did really well. Prot went on a spree. We've got a plus 18 Tazavesh Streets, putting us up to 36-12. Immediately after, we time a plus 19 Gambit. Woo! Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go. Which you can see that I'm very happy with and puts us up to a score of 36-22. And then immediately after, into an 18 Floodgate, we timed that as well, putting us up to a score of 36-37. So despite being extremely tired from running around in the sun all day, I somehow managed to time 3 keys in a row on Prot Paladin and really vault us towards that title cutoff. And we still kept going. I changed my shirt here because I stunk of sweat, but I jumped on a Holy Pelly key later at night. You can see it's the darkness in the background. And the rare Holy Pelly key has put us up to 34-23. Now, there must have been a timed key in the middle between this one and the last one on video, because this is a bit of a jump, but it is good to get at least some Holy Pelly score in. We're going to need a lot more in the next episode if we want even half a chance of completing this series. Following that, Blizzard's game actually decided to work in a plus 18 Streets.
Yes, he went to shot. Oh, DD. Oh, what it is. Oh, DD. What?
We get through the music area with no bugs. And we finish the key off a little bit tight, but still with 5 deaths on the board. It's nice to actually get this one knocked over as well. Puts us up to 35-64 and gives us the Unbound Damage Dealer achievement. This looks like it was just added to the game recently, so each key that I timed after the addition gave me the achievement, even though I've obviously timed everything at a 10 already. We're then looking very good to time this plus 18 hauls until... everything went to shambles. Now, admittedly, this was pretty unlucky, but also we did do like a 120% count route. Not ideal. I don't think it was on purpose, obviously, but this sort of cascade of errors would have been a nice one to get under the belt as ret, but still, can't win them all. And then our last key for the week is a plus 18 Dawnbreaker on Prot Paladin. This one went extremely smoothly. It was really nice to get knocked out of the way given the issue that we had in the earlier clip for Prot Paladin in Dawnbreaker, and it leaves us with an end score of 36-53. And also gives us the Unbound Tank achievement, which of course we should have already had, but it's just coming in now. So to end off, I've put the scores on screen of where each of the Paladins currently sits, as well as the current title cutoff. As you can see, Prot Paladin's a fair chunk in front again, although all of them are still a little bit behind the title cutoff. Now, to give us a chance of actually succeeding here, I want each of the characters to ideally be, say, within a key level of title cutoff at all times. If we're at least in striking distance on all of them at a bare minimum, then the possibility of actually doing this is still there. I also want to reiterate, I didn't put the 19 Gambit in the video, but I do have the full VOD on my channel. I wasn't aware that it was a resilient 19. So once again, as I said earlier, comment below and I will do a random comment picker in 2 weeks' time, and that person will win a WoW token. That's all from me. If you want to support the channel, check out the memberships by clicking the join button below or jump into my community Discord. Otherwise, thank you for hanging out. Until next time, gamers, take care.